are 100% correct. And for those of you who are wondering why on earth I'm bringing that up, well, in case you haven't realized, Burst the Sky are currently playing against Team Flash. They've beaten them once before, and it's looking like they're going to do it again.
Yeah, and it honestly does fall into a pretty comfortable matchup for Sky stylistically. It's the weaknesses and the strengths and weaknesses of Team Flash kind of fall into a manner that complements Sky greatly. They have a weak mid lane that can be punished. Their top lane has been struggling and cannot, and so Ryu gets to skate through unscathed. And the bot lane strength isn't enough to crack Amine Elio, so it ends up being, you kind of get these performances from Glory, and he can actually leverage this advantage to tip the game, and we saw that last game. This time around, we've brought in Dante. Maybe generally a bit more aggression out of him. We tend to see over the course of the split than the likes of Ikigai. So maybe he can make this early pressure from the Lee Sin work. If not, we're going to maybe see the winless Diego finally grab something for Drakthar, because 8 games, 0 wins is just impressive.
It's incredible.
Just impressive.
I mean, let's be honest, in fairness, Burst the Sky have been very impressive, and I'm putting the same inflection on that impressive as you did so far this split. And, well, you know, Team Flash said, hey, Zodiac hasn't won a game for us, so let's bring him in for the series. And now Burst the Sky saying, hey, if you're doing that, we're going to give Drakthar his winless champion. One of the records has to end.
One of them most certainly does, and I have to say that signs would point towards the Viego finally grabbing that first win, but we are starting to see a bit of this early pressure start to manifest in the solo lanes. Had a good early move from Dante, but Drakthar read it like a book, and this whole play has to fizzle out.
Oh, that was kind of entertaining to see, as Dante and Zodiac look to make the play. Now they're just going to duke it out over this Scuttle Crab. Burst the Sky end up getting priority for it, and it will be Drakthar who picks up the Scuttle.
Yeah, now we need to see where Drakthar's going to go. He's going to quickly reset and probably try and beeline his way to that crab. Probably not going to be able to get there in time if Dante chooses to go there first, but so maybe just settles for the Krugs and gives Dante that option to not get double crabbed, but no, just gonna settle for the full reclear and go back himself, and that gives a very solid opportunity for Drakthar to try and actually muscle ahead and get an advantage in this jungle matchup, which is, you know, very good, because this is sort of potentially where Drakthar could fall behind. He hasn't got the greatest ability to make things happen.
I mean, to be fair to Drakthar, he's on the Viego, so I guess falling behind early on isn't the biggest of issues, I want to say. And he might have an angle to gank this top lane with Yoshino perma pushing the wave into Ryuk.
Yeah, I think you're somewhat looking perhaps for that first back from Glory. Give him the opportunity to grab these Predator boots, and he can start making his moves around the map alongside Viego and try and work as this two-man core. And if Aomine gets a little bit more gold under their belt, they can start perma-pushing with rockets and then backing off and letting Elio get onto the roams, and maybe we can see a repeat of what happened in Game 1 where Elio just constantly visits Glory and they just pick off Alice time and time again.
And Elio and Aomine now looking towards the mid lane. None of this is warded, and Burst the Sky, instead of looking for the gank onto Alice, they're just going to turn their attention towards the Drake, pretty much at spawn at time as well. A ward has been dropped, but Dante is on the other side of the map, so won't be able to contest this.
Sure, but they might be looking to try and get a decent amount of harass down, but with the inside track from Glory, hold that.
Well, the cleanse has been dropped. A flashing forward with the Haymaker gets more damage down, but it's not enough to get the killer onto Slader, and Burst the Sky will back away. That being said, Slader flashless and cleanseless.
Yeah, very aggressive from Elio. Might have been wiser to save that flash for a bit more of a actual impactful play instead of just trying to land that W onto Slater, but maybe they can try and turn something around. Dante is lurking. I mean, they can read this. They feel that they sense something is off. That's why Draktar's going to lurk in the lane, and if this wraparound could backfire quite horrifically.
And the go button has been pressed, but Draktar is just going to wrap his way around. Dante hovering in the tri-bush. Ellis making his way. Now Draktar is in a tricky spot. Has to be careful to get out of this. Sonic Wave lands, but it's only on to Elio. And the hook is tanked by Elio. Elio playing it really well, but it's not going to be enough to keep Aomina alive. And Aomina will fall. Slater now on the run, but no one is taking any further tower damage. Glory shows up, but too late to be able to land the event horizon onto any members. And for Team Flash, it's just a clean dive and a clean 2 kills going their way.
The junglers just pass like ships in the night. And it just winds up that Draktar is completely out of position. A really sneaky teleport as well from Ellis means it's a 4-man dive and Draktar cannot respond at all. Glory is not done.
Oh, he flashes forward. He gets both of them down in the event horizon. The stolen Nautilus, the stolen Dredge line will hand Slater his death. And I guess overall, that's a 2 for 2.
That's a 2 for 2. And Glory gets free EP, so it's really just a little bit extra for the side of Sky.
GG.
That's what you like to see. This is going to completely break open the game. It is not at all just a little tidbit. But we see here Draktar absolutely just out of position, and it's a great stun, but he can't really convert it into anything, can't get the W off, likely still on cooldown from that little tussle earlier. And this is just a bit of an extended play. Team Flash just expect Glory to return to the mid lane. Don't expect the collapse, and a beautiful cage just seals the deal.
If Zodiac had just hooked onto Glory, I think Slater survives there, but they risked it to try to both survive, and as a result, they both died, which was a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, now Draktar's trying to look for something top. The Rift Herald has just spawned. I'm looking across at the supports and seeing that none of them are at 6. Neither of them at 6. Zodiac is just sort of wandering around, not soaking any experience at all. Elio is, but it is in the bot lane, so it could be a fairly slow reaction from him. And my guess is they're just going to keep this bot lane bot.
Okay, Draktar is looking for the solo bolo onto Dante. He's going to get the kill. Can he steal away the soul? Yes, he can. But the slicey maelstrom will shut him down. Super Mega Death Rocket tanked up by Zodiac. Ryuk is not going to be able to turn into Meganar.
He's not a champion.
Forward with a Spirit Rush, and Airless will get the kill. However, the Rift Herald did reset, and it is 2 kills for one Team Flash coming out on top.
Yeah, the body block on that rocket from Zodiac keeps the whole play alive, because if that had connected with the group, maybe Sky can salvage it. But as is, it's just the junglers going down, and then Ryuk sitting there not being a real champion, just getting picked off alongside.
So essentially what we've realized is Ryuk doesn't have a Tim buff. Ryuk just has a Renekton nerf, as here's a replay of this play in the river.
Everyone has a Renekton nerf, let's be honest.
Not Tiaya.
As now we see... And now we see, yeah, Draktar feels very comfortable going for this aggression, but there is not enough healing from that reset to survive. But you see that rocket, it could have blown up Yoshino, but Zodiac's in the right position. The rest of the bot lane from Sky are just too far away to be actually effective. And Flash get a nice, good reset first and are able to claim this Rift Herald for themselves.
4 kills to 3, 1.5k goal lead for Team Flash. We've got a Drake spawning soon, and Burst Sky will be looking for that. Draktar looking to get this red buff before Team Flash start to collapse on him, but Airless has been caught, trapped in the event horizon, but will flash out to safety. And now, Airless without a flash on that Ahri.
No flash, no ultimate. It's not a great big window on that ultimate, but this could potentially be something. Unlikely. The timing is over. So Draktar just wants to try and make something happen. Control over this outside river is good. It gives them that dragon win condition. And they should be able to convert that very soon. Just start that up at their leisure. But Dante, he's just poking. He's just fishing in. And if Flash just get this is a really big win for them, because it kind of stops Sky from sort of snowballing a win condition out of control that forces Flash to try and fight into them. And it keeps their composition quite ahead, because their Drake is, as a single entity, is 1,000 times more useful than the Ocean.
but that Drake is secured by Team Flash. One good thing for Sky is the fact that all of their 3 kills are on Drakthar. I feel that's a very good thing because we talked about the importance of Viego resets on the analyst desk, and if Drakthar can get those going, that can be absolutely massive for Burst Sky in any upcoming team fights.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are just passively losing pretty much across the board outside the jungle. The top lane is not going well for Ryuk at all. The mid lane's falling a little bit behind, and those kills certainly do not help the matter either. And then just bot lane, just sort of suffering a little bit under the pressure from Team Flash. And Drakthar just once again, he just keeps returning to the top lane, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh, never mind.
The ult onto Yoshino, Heartbreaker, but Yoshino will flash under his tower and out to safety. All the while, the Rift Tower dropped in the bottom lane, and this will be first tower of the game going the way of Slader and Dante.
Yeah, just trying too hard to force the play onto the top side, and I feel the top side is kind of just somewhere something you could just leave alone. It's not going to exactly blow open and end the game on its own accord, but the spot side with this Rift Herald, it absolutely is. This getting Slater into a comfortable position, because Slater needs like 3 items to function on this if they go for the AP Kai'Sa build, which they're not. So actually, just ignore me. They're gonna come online very comfortably, very quickly. It's just not gonna quite work out. And Slater getting ahead of Aomina means their dive and pick composition is actually just going to spiral out of control, it feels like.
And Team Flash, they don't have a huge lead at this point. They are 2k gold up. And I want to bring in the idea of scaling and the late game team fights, because who do you think scaling is on the side of, or does it all just come down to late game team fight execution? As Airless locked down in the event horizon, nowhere to go. This should be an easy pickup for Drakthar, who will pick up the shutdown.
In a like front to back, you feel that.
Dante.
Dante!
Playing with fire. I think he saw how Drakthar was playing the Lee Sin in game 1 and decided to inherit some of that aggression.
Slightly just forgot that Drakthar has the charm now, I feel, and just was like, yeah, this is a nice easy kick back. But no, nice moves from Drakthar, able to completely deny the attempt from Dante and force his own flash. Now we're in from Zodiac, going to punish Ryuk. This is a dead little no.
He's got a flash available, but the Slicing Maelstrom will lock him under his own tower, and the kill goes the way of Sky. Probably sensible from Ryuk not to burn the flash, would have died either way.
Yeah, now we're gonna see if Elio gets some back.
Yeah, Elio almost falling. The Death Rocket will do a fair bit of work onto Yoshino. Killer Instinct picks up the kill, but now the turnaround Heartbreaker comes through. Drakthar will be able to get one, and Slader has gone too far. Slader has brought the death of 2 of his own team, himself and his support. And overall, that is a 2 for 2 in the top lane.
Slader Kai'Sa giveth, Slader Kai'Sa taketh away, and it looked really good. Glory had been completely zoned out of the fight by Dante and Airless on the side, and it meant that it felt like it should have been fine, but Slader got greedy. He went for that execute with the ultimate and Q, and that just left him in range to get picked up, set the resets off. Luckily for them, they could only turn it into a second kill onto Zodiac. And Dante is looking for it, but I feel this could be a step.
This works. This is a 6-1 Viego right now. They'll go for the play. Everfrost will land, but Dante is solo. The charm lands onto Drakthar, but now Elio here as well. Dante goes in once again. Aomina is still alive.
Oh!
The showstopper will pull Airless away from Aomina. 1 kill has gone the way of Sky. 2 kills will go the way of Sky. And all of a sudden, it is Burst Sky who have the goal lead in this game once again.
Beautiful ultimate from Elio, pulling Airless out of the dash. Unfortunately, it is still, all these kills are still falling onto the Viego, and you kind of want to spread the love around a little bit. 8 kills is more than enough.
I don't know about you, Marby. I believe in the Viego supremacy.
It's more than enough for a champion that's going to spend half the fight not with his own items because of the way the resets work. So maybe you want a couple more onto Jinx. Maybe just a few. But yeah, good turnaround. That entire play from Team Flash, we could see it was kind of questionable to begin with. And Elio arriving in the nick of time saves it from even trading onto Aomina. Here comes the Predator.
Oh,
Goodbye,
Slater, you're trapped in the event horizon. There is no way out for you, and all of a sudden, the tempo of this game has changed. It's Sky who have the initiative. It's versus Sky who are pulling the trigger. Strakthar has a little think about going onto Dante, but in the end decides against it.
Yeah, this pick should at least get them this dragon. It's not going to be too much of a... No peeking at all, in fact, from Flash. It's not even going to just try a cheeky Q over the wall in case of a miss-smite. And it's a good pick. This pretty much drags them back into the game, gives them a dragon lead, keeps the gold lead healthy at a 1k mark. Second Rift Tower now on the table. This could be an opportunity. This could and should be an opportunity for Flash, because Sky should be looking to reset off of this. They blew a fair amount on that pick, and everyone's on the dragon side of the map. So maybe they can convert this into another tower and try and break the gold lead a little bit more. Maybe move to the top side where currently Glory is sat.
I've got a question for you, Marby. Do you think Drakthar right now is aware of the fact that he's yet to win a competitive game on Viego? Do you think that's, occupying part of his brain capacity right now?
I feel like it kind of has to be. I mean, I don't know. You probably aren't poring over your own stats as much as we are.
Yeah.
So we see that and like, oh my god, what the hell? You're just like, yeah, we've played a lot of Viego. Yeah, we haven't won a lot of games. So you don't expect a high win rate in general. You probably aren't expecting 0, but I feel unless Versus Sky are using North American tactics of printing out stats for their players to shame them
and put it on their desk, yeah.
Yeah, I feel it should be fine.
Yeah, I'm going to hazard a guess that they aren't using that. Let's call it a managerial technique that we sometimes do across the pond. But it is Sky who are leading this game, and Drakthar has been playing well. And yeah, you could say maybe he should have donated some of those kills over to the likes of Glory, to the likes of Aomine, and I don't disagree with that. But what it has meant is that he is now a very strong Viego boy. 2 items completed, which means that to get that first reset in a team fight, it will be that little bit easier, as now Sky look to pick up the outer tower in the bottom lane and do so successfully.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be able to pick that up quite comfortably, and they've got a fairly comfortable siege comp. It's a decent angle from Zodiac to try and make something happen, but...
It's a dredge line onto Elia, but don't forget, this is a 3v3. The event horizon has been dropped down. Elia will run out to safety. Will the resonating strike come through? No, it would be too aggressive from Dante, and Burst Sky will survive. Maybe with their tails a little bit low. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Elia's just looking for this top lane outer tower as Drakthar shows up to the mid lane.
Yeah, Drakthar and Ryuk now here as well, but they have not checked this bush, even though they saw Zodiac come from it, and now the teleports are coming.
The teleports are coming through. There's still a showstopper available for Elio, but Elio has already fallen. The slicing maelstrom in. There won't be any reset. Zodiac will fall. Glory and Ryuk on the run. Slater with the killer instinct will pick one up. Glory hit by the Sonic Wave, takes a blast, and the resonating strike will instantly follow. Can Glory get out to safety? I don't think he can. He's got no flash available. Might look to turn this around, able to sidestep on the charm. Drops down the Everfrost. Another Sonic Wave lands. Can Dante follow? Oh, he gets it under the tower, and Glory gets the kill. Dante trying to make the outplay, but he only outplays himself.
Small mistime on that, but overall the play is very good for the side of Team Flash. Almost the ace, 4-4-1, maybe 2 across the entire thing. Now they're going to try and convert a kill onto Yoshino. He is probably dead, looking at that health bar, but then again, he's only up against a range minion. Maybe he can turn it.
If Yoshino outplayed that, no, there was no chance in hell he was doing that. He just accepted his death. He just said, "Dev, take me." Here's how this mid lane fight went down.
But here's the thing. So we saw this start earlier with the play of Zodiac doing the exact same thing. They just return to it. They don't push in and cut off and try and poke vision into that at all. They don't do anything. And so when the teleport comes down, they're just like, they're just going to rinse and repeat, do the exact same thing. And they did that. And it was honestly kind of a miracle Dante didn't get stuck on that cage there. Honestly, if he had, they probably just call the play off and this pure disaster doesn't happen. He just mistimes the gauge a little bit.
He flashes into it as well.
Yeah, he just mistimed the when it was going to dissipate and just flashed too early.
I also want to point out in that fight, yes, it was Team Flash favored, but let's not forget, Elio died before he could get the showstopper down. Now we've got another fight happening in the mid lane. The Dragstar looking for the kill onto Slater. He's in the slicey maelstrom. He doesn't get, but he should get because he's fallen. Oh, Slater just about survives. A 1-for-1. Dragstar dying for Zodiac. I think that's Team Flash favored.
Yeah, it's kind of 2-for-1 in terms of effect on the map, though, because Slater has to completely reset. His dragon is up, but they don't really want to start it without the smite, I would have thought.
You do still have that showstopper.
There's no response from the side of Dante either, so they're just going to try and control this top side, maybe poke their head into this Baron, and this just gives a free joke to Sky.
And now one Drake away from Mountain Soul Point. Airless maybe pushing too far forward, but should be able to make their way out. Still has a Spirit Rush available. Team Flash looking to rush down the Baron Nashor. Elio making his way over, so is Dragstar. And Sky are converging on it to the Baron pit. Rhea gets a Meganar. Can they clean up? Ellis is going to be trapped inside the Event Horizon. Forced instantly. But meanwhile, in the Baron pit, Date has already burned the spy. Date has no spy available. And the Baron is secured by Glory. Rhea still alive. Locking down the members in place. It is Burst the Sky who will run through Team Flash. Zodiac able to sidestep on the Zap, but the Autos are still coming through. There's another Zap available. They get another slow, but it will be Zodiac out to safety. Slater will survive, but Burst the Sky get 3 kills for 1, and Burst the Sky get the Baron as well.
Let's just wait for the items to pull back up for a second, because this feels like a decent plan. You should be able to get this well before the other smite comes in range, but they aren't. But Dante smites here for health. He thinks he can try and get it with the execute, but he can't. It's just low enough for Glory to just knock it out with that W. And the team fight is a complete mess from the side of Flash. They are scattered to the winds. And it's a huge pickup for Glory, for the side of Burst the Sky, and they can just use this to break open the base.
A 4K goal lead for Burst the Sky. They have the Baron. They're 1 Drake away from Soul Point. And I don't want to talk about what Sky have done well this game. I want to talk about what's gone wrong for Flash, because they had the lead, they had the initiative, and yes, we could say, hey, it's Zodiac playing instead of Arte. Arte's been really good, but I don't feel like Zodiac has been the issue for Flash in this game.
No, this hasn't necessarily felt like a Zodiac issue outside of, not from what we can physically see. When you bring in
maybe shot calling or
who
something.
knows? But from what we've seen, no, it just feels like Sky, Flash have tried to go for a little bit of go for stuff, and they've overreached a little bit. That specifically there in that Baron for sure. It feels like just marginal errors from both of these teams. Glory's just going for it.
Glory's going for it, gets it kicked. Surely will fall. Ellis, does he have the damage? I don't think he does. Slicing Maelstrom being dropped down from Yoshino. Down goes Glory, a 1-for-1. Jungler for mid laner, but Burst the Sky are unrelenting, and they continue to push forward in the top lane. They will take down the inhibitor tower. Direction line comes through from Zodiac, but that might be too aggressive. Phase breaker into the Haymaker, and down goes Zodiac. Flashing forward is Ryuk. Almino with the damage, gets the kill. Heartbreaker onto Airless, and Airless will fall as well. The charm won't land onto Slater, but the Orb of Deception does a hell of a lot of work as the inhibitor will fall. There's still a minion wave, and Burst the Sky are still pushing. Sky looking for their 3rd win of the split. Their only other wins, SBTC and previously Team Flash, and it will be Burst the Sky who go over the course of this split 2-0 against Team Flash.
Slater wasn't